Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Raquel with Paints and Glitter, and this is the tutorial for how you can assemble this adorable little hat box. The file is available in both PDF and SVG formats in my Etsy store. I will link it down below for your convenience. That way you can pick this up and make a gorgeous little box just like this one. Just to let you know, I did decorate this one with little dies from my stash, but I have included some details for you so that you can decorate your own. Just to begin here, I wanted to get some little details out of the way. I did design this in 8.5 by 11 formats so that you can go ahead and print this out and either cut it out by hand or use a machine. However, if you're using the PDF and you want to cut these out by hand, you want to make sure that before you send these to your printer that you do select the borderless and retain size features on your printer before you apply and print, and that way you get the correct sizes. You will have to print some of them more than once so that you get all of the pieces for your box, but I have grouped the base pieces together and then the decorative pieces also. It'll make it easier for when you ungroup these onto a machine or design software, so that way you can save your paper by grouping all of the base pieces together and then all of the decorative pieces. And of course, I ask that if you do have any questions, please comment below or send me an email and I'll be happy to share how you can go ahead and put these together if you still have doubts. So moving along, I just wanted to let you know that the base pieces, of course, will be a little bit larger than the decorative pieces. And this is what you see here cut out in the white paper. And then the decorative pieces are in color, just to make it easier, of course, to do the tutorial. However, you can cut these out in any way that you like. You can use your digital papers, and it's just a lot of fun. So we're going to begin assembling this. And I just wanted to also say that you can ungroup these in your digital files and then make sure that you cut them all on a 12 by 12 paper. And you're going to save paper that way as well, because you can group your base pages on heavier cardstock, and that's what I'm going to recommend for this. Here I've just used some, it's about 80-pound cardstock here, and this is just for the tutorial, but once all of the pieces are layered, it's going to be actually quite substantial. So to begin here, I'm just moving a little bit faster, of course, for the tutorial, but it's just a sped up video, as you know. I'm removing the adhesive backing here so that I can get the longest pieces of this shape, as well as the longest side of the rectangle that you see there as a base. And I'm using strong adhesive. This is score tape, and I'm going to recommend the strongest adhesive that you can find for the base of this, of course. You're also going to be using this piece here. It's going to cut out as the longest rectangle available in the first sheet that you'll print out or download. And just to show you, this piece here you can fold in half, and this is going to make it a lot easier when you assemble it. You're going to fold that piece in half and cut away at the folds, only at the very topmost part. And you're going to be able to tell because there is a score line down the center and then a score line at the top and the bottom. But where that little score line is at the top and bottom, that's where you're going to cut away at a 45-degree angle, and only on the tabs, nothing lower than that. And you'll see here what I mean by that. Now, this piece is going to be the side of your box, so you're going to line it up, and it should fit perfectly there, you see? And then just go ahead and put that little tab on it, and your adhesive will be on the outside there, or you can also place adhesive on the inside. It won't hurt. You can definitely do that here as well. But here's the other side, and just push that little tab over once you line it up, and you want to make sure that these pieces here are very straight, okay? Now you can start with the base of your box by removing the little pieces of adhesive, and this is why you wanted to make sure you separated those by cutting down the little V shapes just where the score lines meet, because you want to start assembling this little by little. You want to take your time. I know the video will be a little bit faster, but you definitely don't want to rush this, and you'll see, because I was going a little bit too fast when I was putting this together. you want to make sure that this curve lines up with the curve of the paper. So you definitely don't want this piece poking out of that curve. Now at the very top, you're going to see that the piece is then straight. So that's the top of your box, but you see that little joint there? You want to make sure that the joints on each little corner are rounded, and then at the top it can be nice and straight. And this is going to be, again, the top of your box, so this part here can be nice and straight with the edge of the paper, and it should look like that. Just make sure that you don't have those little corners poking out like I did. But you'll see in the end it works out just fine. You just want to be a little more careful than I am. So you see me there pulling it in a little bit more to try to make sure that those little edges are rounded and not, it's not a hexagon. So you don't want those little points sticking out is my point here. So now you can fold down those little tabs that were on the opposite side, and you see me here applying liquid adhesive, but you can definitely do either one. It doesn't matter. You now want to just fold that little edge over. And this is going to give you a nice rounded edge to the top of your box, and it's also going to reinforce that edge. You're going to repeat the same steps on the other side, going little by little, just to make sure that those corners there are very exact. It's going to give you a nice professional finished look, if you will. And just take one tab at a time and keep lining it up with the bottom of your box. And some of you will be able to do this more quickly if you're familiar with this type of file. So just go ahead and place that very top tab again, as I mentioned before, nice and straight. This is where you want to be really careful with that little corner, and then the rest can be nice and straight. So again, with the opposite side, apply your adhesive, and those top tabs get adhered right onto the same paper, just like so. And I'm using my fingers there, if you notice, to reinforce the fact that it should fold instead of being straight. Now you have this piece here. It's going to have 2 valley folds and 1 mountain fold. And you're going to remove the adhesive backing from the very bottom portion there. It'll go right against that opening there. Okay, so now you can remove the adhesive and line that up. And this is going to go right in the center. You can even draw a pencil line in the center there if you like to. That will allow you to place your magnet in this box and then fold that piece right over. It'll cover the magnet, and you'll have a nice clean finish, and that little tab goes toward the bottom. So this is how you should assemble that little piece. And of course, you're going to want to line the inside of this box. So you have your decorative piece here that's going to cover the little tabs, and then the piece that will go toward the center. You can just apply any adhesive to that. And that's going to go right on the bottom here. So this is the smallest of the 2 rectangles. And that should print in the file labeled B, I believe. Then you can remove the little tabs here. And this is why it was okay to have this adhesive on this side, because this is going to help you line the inside of your box. So just go ahead and remove those little tabs there. And to make it easier, what I like to do is apply my adhesive on this larger rectangle here, and you're going to see in a moment how I do this. I like to make sure that I start toward the back of the box first. So you can start curling this paper if you want to, as if you were going to make a circle here, but curl it so that way it doesn't all stick at once, and then start sticking from the back of the box toward the front, lining it up with the top there. I just added a little more adhesive toward the end there. And there you can burnish it with your finger, and you're going to get a really nice curve if you do it like that. So the same will happen on the other side, where you line it up toward the back of the box and then start pinching that paper toward the front, making sure that you get that top part adhered. Now this part here is going to be the lip of the top of the box. Okay, so you saw there I folded it, and I did the same thing where on the corners I did cut away at a 45-degree angle. And now I'm applying adhesive on the part that's going to go toward the box. So I hope that that part wasn't too fast there, but you're going to see me do this again. So it's basically the strip folded over, and then the little teeth, if you will be adhered toward the top of the box there. I'm doing the same thing on the other side. Okay, so this part will be on the top, and you want to make sure that you get it toward the edge of the box, but it doesn't have to be entirely on the edge, just to let you know. Okay, so you see there, you want to make sure it's as rounded as possible because that's what's going to allow you to close your box. And then you can line this as well. And I've also provided a circle here that's going to be the tab that closes the box. You can apply your magnet there and then cover it with the designer paper. So that's why you have two circles in this file. And then you can go ahead and start decorating the outside of the box with the panels available. So what's nice about it is that it's going to cover the magnets and it's going to give you a nice clean finish. And then you have these longer rectangles that do have the score mark on the edges, as well as the little more decorative strip for the base. Now, my video cut me off as I was putting that strip on, so I just wanted to note here that you want to place your decorative paper together on the outside of the box, and then go ahead and finish decorating it as you wish. But as I said before, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and as always, that you can be inspired and be blessed. Thank you so much.